For more than 15 years, Arbor Networks has worked with the world's largest, most complex, and valuable network operators, helping them mitigate DDoS attacks to ensure the availability of their networks, applications, and services. For more than a decade, Arbor has helped enterprises detect targeted attacks and advance threats on their internal networks. Today, our customers include nearly every Tier 1 and 2 service provider globally. 9 out of 10 of the largest managed security services providers, 8 out of 10 of the largest cloud providers, 5 of the 6 largest U.S. cable companies, 4 of the top 6 U.S. banks, and 3 out of the 5 largest social networks in the world. In other words, we're experienced. We've been tested and have proven ourselves in some of the toughest network environments in the world. So how did we get here? The year was 1999, and a groundbreaking research project on distributed network traffic anomalies was conducted at the University of Michigan. This led to DARPA funding and the creation of Arbor Networks in 2000. Years later, that research, known as the Lighthouse Project, was named one of DARPA's 10 most groundbreaking innovations of all time, alongside GPS, Unix, Google Maps, and the creation of the Internet itself. Early on, however, Arbor's success was not so certain. We went out to raise VC funds in the fall of 2001, which was not a great time to be raising money. We met with one VC who sneered at us, told us that denial of service was a fad that had passed, and that we'd be out of business within 6 months. It turns out that his firm is the one that no longer exists. Others told us you can't build a business selling to service providers. What did we do? We built a business selling to service providers. We focused on helping them gain visibility into their networks, leveraging NetFlow to help them manage the growth and the performance of their services. Arbor products were initially used for traffic engineering, peering analysis, and detection of distributed denial of service attacks. Today, the world's largest and most demanding network operators, including nearly every Tier 1 and Tier 2 service provider on the planet, relies on Arbor for traffic visibility, network intelligence, and DDoS protection. We gained tremendous insight into distributed network environments. We worked on complex challenges and became a trusted partner and advisor to not only our service provider customers, but the broader Internet community, including industry standards bodies and governmental organizations. We grew up fast, serving the toughest customers and solving their most difficult networking and security challenges. We leveraged these privileged relationships to create Atlas, a collaborative project with more than 300-plus service provider customers who have agreed to share anonymous traffic data totaling an amazing 140 terabytes per second. Just how unique is the Atlas platform? Wired magazine once said, "Arbor Networks knows more about the Internet's workings than possibly anyone outside of the National Security Agency." Their monitoring equipment sits in nearly all Tier 1 Internet providers. And if you want data on what the Internet looks like and what the top threats are, they've got it through their Atlas service. From this unique vantage point, with visibility into a third of all Internet traffic, Arbor is ideally positioned to deliver intelligence about DDoS attacks, malware campaigns, and botnets that threaten Internet infrastructure and network availability. Arbor customers enjoy a considerable competitive advantage by giving them both a micro view of their own network through our suite of products, combined with a macro view of global Internet traffic and threats through our Atlas service. This is a powerful combination of network security intelligence that is unrivaled today. Perhaps you've seen the Digital Attack Map, a powerful, real-time data visualization of global DDoS attacks. This was done in collaboration with Google Ideas leveraging Atlas data. When DDoS attacks began targeting the enterprise in the mid-2000s, we introduced DDoS mitigation solutions to our service provider portfolio. DDoS was predominantly a volumetric or flood attack and was considered a problem for the service provider to solve. As DDoS evolved yet again, targeting the enterprise through a variety of techniques, including application layer attacks and stateful attacks against existing infrastructure devices, such as firewall and IPS, Arbor evolved yet again. We helped service providers launch a new line of business, DDoS Managed Services. Today, more than 60 different service providers offer a managed service to the enterprise built off and powered by Arbor technology. We also created an enterprise-focused, on-premise DDoS detection and mitigation solution, along with our own DDoS service called Arbor Cloud. Today, Arbor Cloud is a managed service focused on delivering industry best practice, multi-layer protection against the full spectrum of modern DDoS attacks. We realize that no matter how much threats and attackers have changed over the years, security still comes down to understanding network traffic. Arbor's goal has always been to provide a richer picture into networks and more security context, so customers can solve problems faster and help reduce the risk to their business. With this network-focused perspective, we developed solutions to help enterprises deal with the problem of advanced threats targeting their networks. Enterprises are trying to protect distributed, complex infrastructures facing highly skilled and patient attackers, using tools that are difficult to deploy and operate while facing perpetual staffing challenges. Traditional approaches to securing corporate networks from advanced threat campaigns are not working. Despite well over $600 billion in security investments over the past decade, it has never been easier to breach an enterprise. The result is that skilled attackers are able to hide on and exploit networks at will. For years, enterprises have focused on stopping attacks at the perimeter and then post-breach incident response and forensics, largely for legal and compliance, the wrong reasons. Not enough attention has been paid to what's happening within the network. As a result, skilled attackers have a 200-day head start hiding on corporate networks today. Traffic-centric security for clear insight and fast action. Arbor's heritage, from our time as a DARPA-sponsored research project, has been on the study of traffic for the purpose of securing networks. Some security vendors focus on specific types of threats or points in the network. Arbor's approach is on the network itself. Traffic-centric security means focusing on the network because all communications, all lateral movement, and all theft from an organization are visible from the network. At Arbor, we believe a few fundamental things to be true. In the connected world, threats are global. To secure an enterprise network today requires an understanding of activities taking place far beyond its border. Everything is interconnected. We've studied threat actors, their behaviors, and their campaigns. We monitor their infrastructure, their communications, and understand how they coordinate and target organizations. By monitoring these external threat conversations, we're able to provide true defense in depth, connecting threat actor activity happening on the broader internet with the internal conversations on internal enterprise networks. Network traffic holds the key. The network enables insight and inspires action. From the network, you can see all communications immediately, everywhere. You can look behaviorally and with signatures. You can look back in time, and you can interrupt, command, and control updates to bots and tools. The need to empower security teams. There is both a staffing shortage in security as well as a glut of complex, difficult to deploy and operate solutions that frustrate rather than empower users. Arbor's Spectrum platform is built with the user in mind for rapid deployment and broad adoption. Smart, real-time workflows and analytics empower and scale teams by enabling action through a combination of data visualizations, powerful network search, and intuitive workflows. Despite what you may hear elsewhere, there are no magic bullets, only better approaches and processes. At Arbor, we understand that we're engaged in a long-term battle with highly motivated, skilled, and patient adversaries. Whether you're talking about DDoS or advanced threat protection, we view our job as enabling defenders with solutions that are easy to use and that inspire action. We do this by delivering complete visibility layered with thoroughly vetted threat intelligence. The result? Detecting the most critical, coordinated, and targeted attack campaigns in your environment faster than you ever thought possible. The world's largest service providers and most valuable enterprises trust Arbor networks to ensure the security and availability of their networks. Wouldn't you like to stick around and learn more about how we can help secure your network?